Hey, Brody.
Hey, Ollie, mate. Oh, I dropped my pen earlier.
Oh,
Could
yeah,
you just
you
grab
did
it
too.
for me?
Sure, mate.
Ollie, whoa, stop. Mate, what are you doing? You can't lift like that. You're going to hurt yourself.
What do you mean, Brody? I lift like this all the time. It's just a pen.
Yeah, but there's a special way to lift, and if you don't do it right, you're going to hurt yourself, aren't you?
Who made that up?
I guess I've just always kind of heard that. Maybe we should look at what the evidence really says about it. All right, Ollie, so let's take a look at the question. What does the research actually say about what is the proper way to lift something heavy from the ground?
You may have heard that the correct way to lift and avoid injury is to lift by bending your knees and keeping your back perfectly straight. And you may have seen this on those diagrams on the side of delivery boxes or even on signs in the workplace. But is this advice around lifting accurate?
Well, actually it's not. The research we have to date shows that there are lots of different ways to lift, and that the ways people lift doesn't actually influence back pain or back injury very much at all. And they've even looked into how effective training people to lift is, that is teaching people the proper way, giving them pamphlets and advice and classes about how to lift safely. And we found two things. One, that doesn't really change how people lift, and even when it does, it still doesn't really influence back pain or back injuries all that much.
Our backs, just like other areas of our body, are strong and robust and adaptable to the lots of different stresses that we put them under throughout our lives. Okay, Brody, but what about if someone's moving house, they're moving a lot of furniture, doing a lot of lifting, they end up with some soreness? Surely that's got something to do with the way that they lift.
In this situation, Ollie, we'd probably say it's more to do with how prepared that person was for the heavy lifting. So if they're someone that does not regularly do much heavy lifting, and then one day they've done a lot of heavy lifting, moving lots of furniture and developed some soreness, that is more likely to do with the intensity and how much lifting they did, as opposed to whether or not they were doing it correctly.
Okay, so lifting one chair is a lot different to moving pianos and heavy tables for a whole day. But on the other hand, if you start slowly and build up over time, what you find is that you build up some tolerance and your back's more prepared for lifting, and hopefully you're less likely to get symptoms.
So while there's no perfect or correct way to lift, we do have a couple of tips for you when it comes to lifting heavy things during your exercise. Okay, so let's talk through 3 tips on lifting heavy things during exercise. First tip is that you should do it.
Yep.
You should lift heavy things as part of your exercise because it is a great way to build up your strength and your tolerance of lifting. The second thing, Ollie, is that you should start with a weight that's very manageable and build up slowly over time as you get stronger. So here, Ollie's starting with a kettlebell that he can quite comfortably manage, and as the weeks go by, as he gets stronger, he can progress onto a heavier weight, and you just keep repeating that with time. Now, as Ollie gets stronger and stronger, he's going to find that picking up boxes and other household objects is going to be easier because he's built up some of that strength and tolerance. Now, the third and final tip is when it comes to technique, just lift in a way that you feel confident and strong with your lifting. As we said, there is no perfect technique, and the goal is to try and do it in a fairly similar way each time. But know that even experienced weightlifters don't do it perfectly the same way each time. So just perform it in a roughly similar way, and there you have it. Those are 3 tips for lifting heavier objects.
There you have it, folks. There's no one correct way to lift. What's more important is being prepared for lifting, and the best way to prepare yourself is resistance training.
So if you want to try our free at-home workout so you can build up your strength and tolerance of lifting, you can check out the link to that in the description below this video. Happy lifting.